Hello and welcome to our broadcast about the NCAA Football Bowl Special. I'm Sal Afada.
And I'm J-Mo Williams.
As most of you know, the BCS schedule came out for the bowl games this year. We got 5 matchups. They are LSU versus Alabama in the national championship game, Oregon versus Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl, Oklahoma State versus Stanford in the Fiesta Bowl, Virginia Tech versus Michigan in the Sugar Bowl, and West Virginia versus Clemson in the Orange Bowl. J-Mo, do you think the BCS got it right with these 10 teams?
Did the BCS get it right? Does Denard Robinson tie his shoes? I mean, it's pretty obvious, at least to me, that I just don't think, once again, that the BCS is nailing it on the head. I mean, you have, for example, the Sugar Bowl. You have Virginia Tech and Michigan ranked 12th and 13th, or 11th and 13th, respectively, in the BCS standings. And then you have Kansas State and Baylor, which are ranked higher. Kansas State 8th, and no love from the BCS. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate that, you know, the first 12, 13 games of the year, it's all about let's win and team performance and playing good. And then the last game of the year, it's just about, well, how much money can this team bring me? How many fans can go in and fill up the stadium? So it's just unfortunate. I just think the BCS is missing the essence of college football, which is about competition and about just playing well in a team, not money, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that the best 10 teams in the nation are in the best 5 games between the best 10 teams.
No.
So I think they definitely got it wrong, but that's the system they have right now. I mean, you have a West Virginia team that's not even in the top 20,
top 10, exactly.
But they're in the BCS game. And then you have a team like Kansas State and Baylor that are in the top 15 that got snubbed and are off playing in other bowls that aren't BCS related. And like you said, a lot of that is money. And it's unfortunate because these athletes have put their blood, sweat, and tears into football for months and months now, and just because they don't go to a traveling well school, then they're stuck going to a worse game.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't get the chance to go to Pasadena and play in the Rose Bowl because they don't carry as many fans with them. So, I mean, and it's not fair to the players.
Exactly, because the players play well, like you said, blood, sweat, and tears, and then just because the parents or the fans just don't want to get up and go, I mean, so you're gonna penalize the kids? It's just unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think so. So between those 5 matchups, what is the most intriguing game to you? What's the game that you have to watch?
Well, the game that I'm going to watch is probably one that maybe not a lot of people are going to watch, but it's going to be the West Virginia-Clemson matchup in the Orange Bowl. I know that features a Big East team, and I know how we all feel about Big East in football. But I really like, first of all, Clemson, I think, kind of came out of nowhere this year. You know, they have one of the best wide receivers in the nation, and the way they handed it to Virginia Tech, you know, in the ACC championship game, I'm just really excited to see Clemson, and I'm excited to see West Virginia try to bring some reputation for the Big East, you know, and try to bring the Big East from, you know, rags to riches as far as reputation, you know. So I think they're going to come out firing. I mean, West Virginia is not terrible, you know, 9-3 record, and so I'm just really excited to see that Orange Bowl, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It should be a good game, but my game is Oak State versus Stanford. Because, I mean, Oklahoma State was basically one play away from playing in the national championship game. So, I mean, I think they're going to have a little chip on their shoulder saying that we should be there, not Alabama.
Yeah, they're definitely upset about that.
And then in Stanford the same way. They lost to Oregon, and that pretty much took away their national championship hopes. So both of these teams, the one loss just really took out their hopes. So I think both of them are going to have chips on their shoulder, and they're going to want to go out there and show the nation that they're supposed to be number 1 or number 2, and not number 3 to 6. I mean,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and it's high-powered offenses between 2 of them, between Andrew Luck and Brandon Whedon. We got Justin Blackman on Oak State, who's the best receiver in the nation.
Oh, hands down.
He just declared for the draft. He said he's going to go to the draft this year, so that should be pretty good.
Not surprising.
Yeah, and then Luck has Kobe Fleener at tight end, who's one of the most productive guys out there. So, I mean, and these offenses are just phenomenal. Like they score so many points per game. So I think it's gonna be a battle of who scores last, pretty much. I mean, but with that being said, their defenses aren't bad though too. So that's what makes them so good. Is they have the power to score upon will, pretty much, and they can stop you too. I mean, both of these teams could easily be number 1 and number 2 right now. It's just they stumbled a little bit. So I think it's gonna be a very good game to watch, and it's gonna be competitive.
Yeah, features the best wide receiver in the nation, the best quarterback in the nation. Absolutely, that's gonna be very exciting. Don't blink.
Yeah,
don't blink, brother.
Can't wait for that. All right, so we're gonna step away from the BCS right now. We're gonna go to overall bowl games because we know there's a ton of them out there. So what is your most intriguing non-BCS bowl game? What's the one that you can't miss and the weird title, whatever it is?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the too long title. Well, as you probably know, I'm a big fan of the underdog, of the non-qualifying teams. So the first bowl I look at that's really exciting is the Ticket City Bowl, Houston versus Penn State. Both of them feature. I think they're great teams, first of all, but both of them are featuring a lot of adversity. They have a lot of adversity. You have Houston just blows through the regular season, 12-0. It's number 6 in the nation. Everyone, they're getting looked at, and then they lose the championship game, and now they're, cast off to the side by the BCS. And then you have Penn State. We all know what's going on there. So I just think both these teams are handling adversity, very different adversity, but to see how they respond and to see how Houston matches up against a Big Ten foe, they played quality opponent in Southern Miss, but I think that would be a really exciting game to see. And my other bowl game to watch for non-BCS would be the Champ Sports Bowl. That's Florida State and Notre Dame. I'd probably say that both of those teams, at least according to the preseason rankings, have underachieved. They're both 8-4. Florida State was number 5 in the nation in the beginning, and Notre Dame, they're always expected to be Notre Dame and be phenomenal, no matter who they have on the field. But yeah, both of those feature very quality players. You got quarterback Tommy Rees for Notre Dame, threw for nearly 3,000 yards. You got Sierra Wood, running back, ran for over 1,000 yards. So deadly positions there for Notre Dame, and Florida State always has that speed that you got to play against. So those are 2 bowl games that I'd say, don't change the channel. Those are going to be exciting.
Yeah, so I have my top 5 here too, and actually 2 of them are the same. I said Champ Sports, Notre Dame, Florida State. You don't know which Notre Dame team's going to show up. So if it's the good one that beat Michigan State, or it's the bad one that should have beat Michigan and didn't. So
oh my goodness,
you never know which team's going to show up. So that should be a good game, though. 2 pretty evenly matched teams. You say Ticket City Bowl with Houston and Penn State. I'd like to see how Houston comes back from their first loss this season. Because that was like their first actual opponent, pretty much for the season.
Really was.
That was a really a good team that they had to play, and they didn't do too well. So I'd like to see how they come back and play a Big Ten team now. That Penn State had a great year this year.
They did.
Despite all the adversity that they had. Yeah, they were a very good team. So I'm looking forward to that one.